Hey family, welcome back to Buzzworthy Veterans. I'm your host, Ant Stroud. Today we have the honor of speaking with Michelle Poiter with Michelle Speakz with a Z. Thanks for being here, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me.
So obviously, honor is due. Thank you for serving our country and paving the way for sailors like myself.
Thank you.
Tell us a little more about your service.
So I did 13 years honorably in the United States Navy, following in my parents' footsteps. Um, Wanted to do the 20, but had other plans. Somebody upstairs had other plans, so
Ever
I
hear
ended up
that?
not doing that. I went in as a cryptologist, which is basically a code breaker. Or, I tell
Yeah.
people I help the military keep their secrets a secret.
Building no windows.
There you go, exactly. And so I enjoyed my service. I enjoyed serving, and that was the best way that I felt that I could give back because I've always wanted to be involved in something that is greater than myself. And so,
That is awesome, and I'm jealous of your rate because I wanted to do that. I wanted to learn languages and all of that.
right,
It sounded
right,
so fun, and you get to be in California and
yeah.
everything. So it didn't work out. I ended up being a corpsman, which I absolutely love, helping people in that aspect. But okay, let's jump into Michelle Speakz with the Z. I
Yes,
love
yes,
it.
yes, yes. So Michelle Speakz with a Z. If you hide it, you can't heal it. And so the premise behind that is oftentimes in life, I tell people all the time, you cannot separate the personal from the professional. And if you find that you're hitting a glass ceiling in your professional, then you need to go back in your personal life and kind of trace back to what that thing is that has you stagnant. Some people call it pain points, but there's several divisions of Michelle Speakz. So we have a speaking platform where we go out and advocate for mental health and domestic violence and other things. And then there is the platform where we highlight individuals that have turned their adversities into victories and they're now helping others do the same. And then there is our program, Redefining Your Life Path, creating your ideal life after adversity. So that's a one-on-one intensive where we coach people, individuals, helping them to push past that pain point so that they can move into a position of power. And so we have various other programs virtually, with the
Yeah,
COVID, we had to transition into
absolutely.
doing everything
Adapt.
virtually. Right.
Don't hit them
So
ceilings. You adapt, you move on, you keep
adapt and
trucking.
overcome.
That is awesome because I do feel like um, when you are hitting a wall, a lot of
Yes.
people or some people have that mindset where this is it.
Mm-hmm.
When realistically, you're just tapping into that potential.
Right.
There's always more. It's limitless when it comes to passion.
Exactly.
And so when everybody goes through things.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our struggles, and I have always preached this to my junior sailors, to my peers, to people above me, to my family, even to my kids at the ages of 3 and 2.
Right.
I always try to tell them that you're not going to go through anything, one, you can't handle, or two, you can't find out
Right.
how to get through it.
Exactly.
And for me, with a lot of my personal experiences, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds a lot of like why somebody would reach out to you in those
Exactly.
aspects is for me to understand why I went through what I went through, I have to talk about it. I have to share that
Exactly.
experience because at that point, it wouldn't be me just going through something. It would me being an experience from something
Exactly.
to help somebody else. Is that kind of where that realm is with your business?
That is exactly it. And that is what we do in our business because this is a thing. That tagline, if you hide it, you can't heal it. We
That
cannot
is
move
awesome.
beyond the things that we don't address, that we won't address, or maybe we can address because we don't realize they're issues. And we all have an innate resiliency within, but sometimes we need a reminder or help to tap back into that to find our way back on the path. And
That's
so,
very, very well
right.
said. Let's talk about transitioning.
Yes.
Obviously,
Ooh, that word.
everybody in the Navy, everybody, Navy, I'll say military, everybody
Right,
in the
right,
military in
right,
general,
right.
will get out at some point. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what, your time in the Navy will come to an end. And at that point, it can be very stressful mindset-wise.
Right.
How do you feel you were able to make that transition, especially after 13 years? Because I got out after 9 and joined the
Right.
reserve, so
Right.
technically I'm still in. But after 13 years, you're 7 years away from technically potential retirement.
Exactly.
How did you deal with that mindset?
Initially I didn't deal with it very well, which is kind of what pushed me into what I'm doing now. It took me about 10 years to get my equilibrium. I job hopped for quite a bit because being in the military, I was used to structure, I was used to camaraderie. I was not prepared because I tried the corporate arena for about 3 years and that was just not for me. But then I just took a leap of faith and there's a saying that I have, don't allow your fears to paralyze you, use your fears to propel you, which is mindset. And so I just jumped off and embarked on, entrepreneurship. And so, but it was initially a struggle, but because I had a good support system or tribe or community, however you
Hmm.
want to label it, it wasn't as difficult as it was before I tried to do it, navigate it on my own.
Absolutely.
When we transition, sometimes we isolate because we're not, we're not sure what environment we're going into. We know the Navy, we know the systems, we know,
Yeah,
but going
absolutely.
out into the civilian community and transitioning into that, we don't know, and we don't have a guideline, or what do you call it, the policies and
Yeah.
procedures.
Well,
So,
I think it's also good that
right,
you went through that experience.
right,
Like I was telling you, you went through that experience. So now it's not, oh, I got out and I was super successful.
right,
You got out and you had trials and tribulations. Now you're using those to build your business and help other
exactly,
people out. Well,
exactly.
that is awesome. That is commendable. And if people wanted to reach out to you, how would they do that?
They can reach out to me at www.michellespeakswithaz.com, or all of my handles end with Michelle Speaks with a Z. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can find me Michelle Speaks with a Z, or LinkedIn, it's Michelle Poitier, Poitier.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Michelle. And you know what? Welcome to the Buzzworthy family.
Thank you.
All right, family, that's going to do it for this segment of Buzzworthy Veteran. If you want to find out more about Michelle, visit iwannabuzz.com. I'm your host, Ant Stroud. Remember, always vets, always family. See you next time.